Welcome to Chemistry A to Z, back-to-back dose of chemistry.
Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Welcome, and our topic for today is Boyle's Law. Boyle's Law was named after Irish natural philosopher Robert Boyle. Boyle's law is an expression that gives the relationship between pressure and volume. The relationship was first brought to the notice of Boyle by two amateur scientists, Richard Towneley and Henry Power, who discovered it. The law was then confirmed experimentally and the results published by Boyle in 1662. French physicist Edmé Mariotte discovered the same law independently of Boyle in 1676. Hence, Boyle's law is also known as Boyle-Mariotte law or Mariotte law, especially in France. Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, the volume of a given mass of gas varies inversely with its pressure. Mathematically, from Boyle's law, we know that what volume V is inversely proportional to pressure. So for you to remove this proportionality sign, you have to introduce what equality. Then that will give you volume equal to, and when you are removing proportionality sign, you have to introduce your constant K. So it will be K multiplied by 1 over pressure. Then that will give you volume equal to K over pressure. Then you can cross multiply. Then that will give you what? Your PV equal to K. So you can introduce your initial and final parameters, and that will give you P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. And this expression is our what? Boyle's law in mathematical terms. For the pictorial representation of Boyle's law, as can be seen, as pressure decreases from P1 to P3, volume increases from V1 to V3. This is an inverse relationship as we have it in Boyle's law. From the diagram and graphs on your screen, you can see that as pressure increases, volume decreases, and as volume increases, pressure decreases. From the question above, our V1 is 12 cm cube, our P1 is 8 millimeter height of mercury, our V2 is unknown, so you have a question mark here, is unknown. Our P2 is 20 millimeter height of mercury. Then from Boyle's law, we know that P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Our P1 from the question is 8 millimeter height of mercury multiplied by V1, which is what? 12 cm cube, equal to P2, which is 20, multiplied by V2, which is the unknown parameter. Then when you make your V2 the subject of formula, you have 8 multiplied by 12 all over 20. And from here you have what? V2 equal to 4.8. Now, if you look at this question, P1 is 8, and it increased from 8 to 20 millimeter height of mercury. Then looking at V, volume decreased from 12 to 4.8 centimeter cube. So that is the inverse relationship that you have in Boyle's law. As pressure increases, volume decreases. As volume increases, pressure decreases. From the above example, our V1 is 20 cm cube. Our P1 is 90 millimeter height of mercury. Our P2 is unknown, so you have a question mark. And our V2, we were told that what the volume tripled. So V2 will be 20 times 3, which will be what 60 cm cube, because we were told that what the volume tripled. So our V2 will be 60 cm cube. Then from Boyle's law, we know that what P1 V1 equal to P2 V2, and our P1 is 90 millimeter height of mercury multiplied by our V1, which is 20 cm cube, centimeter cube, equal to our P2, which is unknown, multiplied by our V2, which is 60 cm cube. So when you make your P2 the subject of formula, we have 90 multiplied by 20 divided by 60, and that will give us, when you punch that on your calculator, that will give us what 30 millimeter height of mercury. Now from this question, you can see that what the initial volume was 20, and the volume tripled from 20, increased by threefold, 20 to 60. You can see that what our pressure decreased by a factor of 3 from what? From 90 to 30. From this question, we were not given values, so we are going to make some assumptions. So let's take our V1 to be V, our P1 to be P, then V2 is unknown, V2 unknown, so you have a question mark. Then from the question, we're told that what the pressure was halved, so P2 will be half of P1, and our P1 is P, so P2 will be P over 2. From Boyle's law, we know that P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Then our P1 is P multiplied by V1, which is V, equal to P2, which is P over 2, multiplied by V2, which is the unknown. So V2 equal to PV divided by P over 2, and that will give you PV over 1 multiplied by 2 over P. So your P can go with P. So your V2 will be what? 2V. So from this question, you can also see the application of what? Boyle's law, because we were told that what the pressure was halved. So the pressure decreased by a factor of 2. And you can see that what our volume is increasing by a factor of 2 from V to 2V. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.